Hi there, Howard Friend, HF Systems. Run through the markets this morning, kicking it off as always with euro dollar first thing. So yesterday we reached the 107.11 projection target based on this last 2-day thrust to the upside. Yesterday I was basically turning neutral on the close, and we're starting to see the pullback, the correction today. So sideways down today, tomorrow, but looking for renewed strength to come back into the game. I don't think the dip should be limited, should be going much below 106.42, 106.072, a little bit lower down. So quite a big support zone that we're looking to challenge on this little pullback. But ultimately, the structure is quite constructive from 103.497, and looking for the formation of a higher low in this region for an extension of the rally up through the swing high at 107.486. We've got the 50-day moving average comes in at 107.619 today, and then a move beyond 108 looks to be quite likely. Should we settle back below 106.072/42, that would suggest a deeper retracement of this 103.497 move. But the key for me for a reversal, a resumption of perhaps the medium-term downtrend through 103.497 would be breaking through 104.59. Moving on now to cable, sterling dollar. Cable, yesterday when I was writing, we were pretty much, we'd seen a big retracement of the previous session's bullish candlestick, and I was looking for support coming in at 124.379 to hold. We saw a bounce into yesterday's close, and today we're still stuck in the kind of the 2-day range for the time being. So the bullish outlook is still intact while we're above that 124.379 support level. Looking for break of 126.011 to signal a resumption and extension of this 121.551 move up to the reaction high at 126.382. Beyond it, we've got the falling 50-day moving average that comes in at 127.962 today. On the downside, if we lose 124.379, then it would look like we are headed lower, although 123.297, this reaction low, is still seen as the key to a resumption of the previous downtrend for 121.551 levels and below. On to dollar yen. Dollar yen's performed quite well in terms of expectations. Yesterday, I saw the rejection at 128.083, which I'd been looking for. We got the loss of the swing low at 127.029, and we did see the push into the first target, which came in at 126.5. Since seen a bit of a bounce, so not too sure whether we'll get down to that second target coming in close to 126 even. But the tone, while below 128.083, remains quite negative. So looking for eventually breaking down towards this 50-day moving average that comes in at 126.229 today. Should we get back above 128.083, that for me would confirm a base. That would look like we're seeing quite an important low. And then the upside comes into play. Reaction high 129.781 is above the market. On to gold. Gold, we saw the break of the 1865.43 high. No real follow through at the moment, so a little bit of choppy activity here as the 1807.08 upswing sees a little bit of a pause. So retaining a bullish bias while above 1836.17, this old trigger point, the break level here. So downside, not seeing a whole lot below that level before we break up and resume this move. We've got the 100-day moving average that comes in today, the pink one that comes in today at 1885.91, and there are some targets in and around that region. Downside, settlement back below 1836.17. That would look like we've seen a corrective bounce from the swing low, the trend low, 1786.82. Although 1807.08 is still seen as the trigger for a resumption of this the previous major downtrend. Onto crude. Crude is a bit like cable. We were seeing a bit of weakness yesterday, but I was looking for the trend change level here at 107.72 to hold, and we saw a good bounce into the close, leaving behind a long lower shadow on the daily candle, which is pretty much in line with that expectations. I see the pullback from 111.30 as a minor correction of this move up from 103. And looking for break of 111.30 to signal an acceleration of this move through 113.27 up towards a projection target, which currently comes in around 114.77. Bigger picture, to me, it looks like a developing uptrend within a large trading range. Downside wise, I would need to see it through 103 to signal a bearish trend change. So as long as we're above that 103 level, for me, it looks to be pretty constructive, looking for higher levels. Onto S&P. I was looking yesterday. We were looking at it. It was breaking through the previous session's bullish candlestick, and it looked a little bit nervy for the from a bullish perspective. But I've had this this view whereby I see a lot of sellers that are trapped below this old swing low from the 12th of May, 38.59.85. So I was looking for the market to base out above that level, close to it, and we formed a snapback from 3875, a little bit like crude yesterday. So it looks to me like the market is responding to this this level. There are trapped sellers below it. The people who sold the breakout looking for this thing to crash, but it didn't happen. So the first part of this potential reversal I'm looking at is swing to the upside, a reaction low, which it looks like we may have seen. And then once we can break through this 398.515, the recovery high, that for me would suggest that we've seen quite an important low. Initial target, we've got the falling 20-day moving average, which comes in at 404.388 today. But this big level here, 409.9810, a reaction high from the 18th of May. Once we can get back above that, then we'll be talking about double bottom, major low in place, and then a big move higher for the S&P. Downside wise, if we were to break through this yesterday's low, 3875, again, that would put pressure on the trap level. And once we're below here, then it does look like we're going to see another wave to the downside. And then we can talk about downside targets. But for the time being, I'm holding the constructive, positive view on this one. Bitcoin, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Stuck in the middle with you. We are stuck in the middle of this this trading range. We're just oscillating around the 30,000 level. Real indecision. For me, still bigger picture. It looks like a major low has formed here at 25,330. We're chopping around, but I would need to see it back up through this 37.24 and then 31.352. That would suggest a major low is in place. And then that brings into focus upside targets. We've got the falling 20-day moving average, which today comes in at 32.561. And we've got this gap, which comes in a little bit higher. On the downside, if we can break through this 28.324, that for me would look negative, and that would expose another attack at this this swing low. So for now, as with the S&P, keeping a kind of a slightly constructive view, looking for the break of resistance levels to give me the impetus to jump in the market. So that's the run through, friends, trends. While I'm on, I just wanted to have a quick rundown on my Tripwire system, my day trade system, which aims to capture big trending moves based on a set of circumstances, some rule-based criteria. So Tripwire, just running through it, it covers 5 markets: euro dollar, cable, dollar yen, euro yen, and sterling yen. Just looking at trades the last couple of days, we had a good run the last couple of days. We had a pretty bad one on the US CPI previous week, but we started to recover quite nicely since then. First up, euro dollar had a good long entry 2 days back, entered long here. 105.97 and change, PT1, PT2, exit at the end of the day. And that left the equity curve for the strategy looking like this. So you can see this goes back to 2005. Nice upwardly rising equity curve for euro dollar Tripwire, and recently posting new all-time highs for the system. By contrast, the other markets, cable, not a lot going on recently. Had a bit of a drawdown on this one. Been in a little bit of a drawdown phase since topping out back in in January. So this one is seeing a bit of a drawdown. Nothing like we haven't seen before going back to 2005. Every so often we'll hit these kind of air pockets and see drawdowns, but then the equity eventually bases out and comes up and makes new highs for the trend. On to dollar yen. Yesterday had a good day, bit of a started off a little bit on a losing track, bought the breakout here, but then got stopped out and then went short, and then boom, PT1, PT2, and then exited at the close of the day. So yesterday turned out quite well after the initial small hit. Equity curve wise, equity topped out, I think, back in April, but seeing a very minor pullback in equity. Again, nothing like we haven't seen before on this this system. It's quite a good one for dollar yen in particular. So seeing a bit of a pullback in equity there. Moving on to euro yen. Euro yen had a good trade a couple of days ago, went long and took some partial profits there and closed the balance out at the end of the day, right at the high for the recent swing higher. Equity wise on euro yen, this one again has been in a little bit of a drawdown since it looks like end of March, early April, but that trade from the other day has seen a bit of a pickup in equity. So maybe we're basing out and going to make new highs for the uptrend in system equity for euro yen. Finally, sterling yen. Not a whole lot going on there. We had a couple of bad trades recently, a few bad trades. We've seen a bit of a pullback in equity from a recent high. But again, seen this thing many times before over the course of the last several years, back to 2005. So nothing to get too concerned about in my perspective. Just wait for the system to come back into play. Okay, thank you very much, and more tomorrow.